Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Rod's Comics. You got the Mouth of the South, Rod Rodriguez here, and guess what's up? It's our Superman episode. Dun, 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 dun. I am not a Superman fan. I was never a Superman fan. Well, I like the Christopher Reeve movies. One of my favorite Superman movies has to be Superman 2, the one where he went up against General Zod, and that really blew me away when I saw that as a kid. And I can still rewatch that, especially that battle between General Zod and Superman in the heart of Metropolis. Yeah, such a classic scene. But anyways, in terms of the comic books, I was never really a fan. Even the Death of Superman series, that didn't really appeal much to me. I really couldn't care less about Doomsday and all that. But hey, there's a new Superman movie out. I'm also a fan of the Henry Cavill Superman movie because I'm a fan of Henry Cavill. But this one, with the Cronin Sweat guy and James Gunn approach, it seems like it's a pretty darn good movie. I'll be seeing it with my kids. I think this afternoon, if it's out in theaters already, we'll check it out, maybe at SM Lanang. He is undoubtedly the most popular comic book superhero and one of the most well-known fictional characters ever. I mean, it's Superman. Can't get any more basic than that. And of course, he started out in this comic book, but too bad for me, this is not the original Action Comics #1. The original Action Comics #1 in, I think, a 9.0 grade or something. Just recently sold for like $6 million. Yeah, that was like from what, the 1930s? But this one is from 1988. All right, so that's what, 50 years? Yeah, this is like the 50th anniversary reprint, I guess. And it's about $100 in like a 9.2 grade condition. Why am I mentioning this when this is a Batman title? Part of, like I said, a Batman The Dark Knight Returns. I'm mentioning this because this one is the one that features the iconic battle between the old Batman and the old Superman. They're both like in their 50s or something. And, you know, Batman came out of retirement and wanted to deal with the crime wave that's going on in Gotham City. But he was doing it like very violently, like he usually does. And then the president of the United States calls on the Boy Scout Superman to, control Batman and stop Batman from doing his vigilante work. And of course, Batman says, "No way, Jose." And so I'm mentioning this because of Superman's appearance. And it's the only, as far as I'm concerned, issue of any comic book where Batman actually beat Superman with the help of Green Arrow. So you're gonna have to read this issue, book 4 of The Dark Knight Returns, if you want to know how Batman pulled it off. All right, and I think everybody has like maybe 50,000 copies of this. Either one, whatever. This is the special bag edition of Superman number 75, which is, I think technically it's this comic book that's inside it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I have the non-bagged one. This is Superman number 75. This is from 1993 when Superman got his butt kicked by Doomsday and he actually really died. It's like they killed off Robin in A Death in the Family and they killed off Superman and the death of Superman. And, you know, the comic industry was really kind of going on a downward spiral, and especially DC Comics, they really needed a lift. They needed to get attention from the comics fans. And what do? They kill off a main character. And which main character? Their most main of all characters, Superman. And we would have thought that Superman would die. And like maybe he would lose in a battle or something, but not die. This one, he actually really died. The death of Superman. This is the one that's inside this. So this is the special edition. This is the one that's in a bag. And it's in a bag that's in a bag. So inside this is still a bag comic book. It's not even open. This is from my dad's collection, and my dad is very OC about this stuff. So he never even bothered to open this. Why would he when he already has the one that's not in the bag? All right. So, but then again, people would expect that, oh, how much is that worth? It's not worth that much because when the comic book was released, a lot of people who were collectors bought tons and tons of extra copies thinking it would go up in value. And when a lot of people have a lot of copies of something, it's not rare anymore and it affects its value. All right. But speaking of that, that's number 75. He came back to life, obviously, because Superman cannot stay dead. So they came out with this one, which is also in a bag. And I'm not going to open it for you, but it's issue number 500. And Superman makes a comeback. He comes back to life. This is the bagged one where he died in Superman 75, and this is the issue 500 of it's not the same. This is issue 500 of the Adventures of Superman, where he came back to life. So that's why it's white and there's no like blood and stuff, right? Whereas with this one, you can see there's like blood and stuff. This is DC Comics Presents number 26. And on the cover, so you can see, it's Superman sort of getting his butt handed to him by Green Lantern. And the storyline is Green Lantern relieves Superman of his JLA monitoring duty or something like that. And like it gets all super complicated. And that's what I don't like about DC Comics, especially during this era, is that there's so much like space and like other external factors involved. They throw in characters that are not really mainstream, and it's not like a normal kind of flowing storyline like most Marvel comic storylines are. DC's like infinite crisis, whatever, right? There's always like this something crazy going on. But anyways, yeah, I think comic books just fell. But yeah, this is it. This is DC Comics Presents number 26. It's Superman and Green Lantern having a showdown. And, you know, Green Lantern is a pretty powerful guy as well. I mean, he has that ring that can pretty much create anything. This is also a key book because it's the first appearance of Starfire, the DC Starfire, and the first appearance of Cyborg. If you don't know what Cyborg is, he's part of Justice League, right? And this at a 9.6 condition, which I think this is I think this is a 9.8 condition. It doesn't even have any spine ticks. Is worth $350. So yeah, there you go. That's the market value. All right. It's Secret Origins. This is an awesome book, actually. If you think about it. It tells you how the Justice League started. So this is like a multiple origin in one. That's why it's called Secret Origins. 80-page giant. Secret Origins. Yeah, obviously it shows you all the crazy origins from Aqua Baby to Aquaman. You have the Flash's mask identity, Robin's origin, the Atom, and Superman from Super Baby to Superboy to Superman. So it shows you everything, all right, on this 80-page giant Secret Origins issue, which has a sticker price of 25 cents. So if you guys are wondering how old this is, again, it's from 1964. 1964, can you do the math? This is like 61 years old. And it's still, look at it, it's in great condition. This is not a reprint. This is 1964, folks. Somebody kept this for that long. Well, it's from my dad's collection that's handed down to me. So somebody kept it for that long, and then my dad got his hands on it and then kept it for that long, because I know for sure he's had this comic book since the 90s, and he held on to this. And now it's with me, and I guess I'm gonna hold on to it, unless, you know, somebody gives me an offer I can't refuse, because the market value for this one at 9.6, which I think this is definitely in the 9.4 to 9.6 range, because it's just a couple of wears on the cover, and it's pretty much in perfect shape. I mean, you have to consider the aging. It's worth $1,450 US. There's some on eBay, but they're like in terrible condition. So hardcore collectors, they will want this because it has the secret origin of all these Justice League of America characters. I mean, JLA, come on, Justice League, right? So let's get this out of the way. So this is the Big Daddy. It is technically, well, it's the Big Daddy because literally it's big. It's 80-page giant. And this one is issue number 1, Superman Annual. And as you can see, what is Superman doing with all that bag of cash? What if Superman had turned to crime and stole $100,000? I mean, it's in here. It will tell you, right? What if Superman couldn't save the world? It will also tell you. It's in this issue. What if the Kents adopted Supergirl instead of Superman? Right? There you go. And what if Superman retired? Geez, look at that. Does he even age? That's my question. Can Superman age? I mean, does he get older and weaker with age? I don't know. You'll find out if you read this comic book. And yeah, you're only going to have to spend about, what, $1,800 maybe for this? If you want to get your hands on it, because it's a pretty old comic book. It's from 1964, August 10, by Jerry Siegel and Kurt Swan. 80-page giant, number 1. If you check like recent sale prices. Back in August 3, 2019, a 9.6 condition of this comic book, which I think this is, I mean, look at it. I mean, I'll give you a close-up look, right? A 9.6 condition grade of this comic book sold on August 3, 2019 for $5,280. Yeah, and if you can read it, but that was 2019. It's 2025 now. There you go, folks. That's the Superman books that I currently have in my collection. I will be adding to this very soon. But like I said, I was never a Superman fan, but I am a fan of great superhero movies, and I heard a lot of good things about the new Superman movie, so I'm gonna go check that out. I think it's 8.5 on Rotten Tomatoes and like a 9 with the audience score and all that. And I think it's an 8 on IGN. So that's all I needed to know. I will see you all in the theaters for the new Superman movie. But like I said, if you don't know much about Superman, then maybe you should go and check out this comic book storyline, because apparently this Superman movie goes straight into the middle of the Superman world. It doesn't give you a refresher or a backstory or anything. So yeah, this is the Superman episode of Rod's Comics. Until the next episode.